Okay, y'all. I I just recently got back home from watching the new Snow White movie, and I am I am almost disappointed that I'm not disappointed in the movie. The movie is good. The movie's great. I'm disappointed that Rachel Zegler, in all of those interviews that she did, ruined an otherwise great movie. When I think of successful live action movies from Disney animated movies or stuff like that, I'm thinking the new Mufasa movie. I thought that was a success. I'm thinking The Little Mermaid. That was great. That was a good live action from the animated one. It was pretty faithful. And I'm thinking Aladdin. Aladdin was a good example. That was a good transition to live action. This Snow White, same thing. It was a great transition from animated to live action. It, I would say, it made a more modern version of the animated movie because there are just, some things in the animated movie where we were watching it and we would just suspend our belief. We just suspend our belief in reality because, it's just a kids' movie. Everything doesn't need to make sense. And so, we just suspend belief. In this, they attempted to make it a little bit more modernized and explain things a little bit better so that we would understand what's happening a little bit more. And it wasn't so modern that it ruined the movie. It wasn't nothing like that. Not that I had a problem with Snow White and the Huntsman. I didn't. Hey, that movie had its great points too. That I enjoyed Snow White and the Huntsman too, even the sequel. But this this for the most part was pretty faithful to the animated version, but it just tweaked it and made it a little bit more modern. But it's nothing bad. As far as Rachel Zegler goes, the interviews that they did with her and how she made her character seem like it was just gonna be so freaking annoyingly shiro-ish, and it was gonna be so fake woke and too much. I'm a noose, more modern Snow White, and I don't need no prince to come save me. I'ma save myself. Don't need no man. That's how she presented Snow White. That's how she made Snow White out to be. But I just got through watching the movie, and her version of Snow White was great. How she portrayed Snow White was pretty freaking great. Now, I'm not saying there's not just a little tinge of Rachel Zegler in her version of Snow White, but hey, there's a little bit of the artist in every single piece of what they do. And, technically she is an actress, so she does some form of art, so there's going to be a little bit of her in what she does. But the amount of Rachel Zegler that's shown in this version of Snow White, it doesn't ruin anything. It doesn't. She just has sometimes, for the most part, her Snow White is bubbly and she is very, very, very optimistic. You think, oh yeah, this is very Disney princesses. And she just busts out in song sometimes and like, yeah, this is exactly what they do. But there's just a little bit of tinge of spiciness in her Snow White, where sometimes you could just sense there's a little undertone of attitude to what she says, but I'm telling you, it's not to the point where it ruins the character. It's not that serious. It's there, but it's not that serious. And another thing that might have ruined the chances of the movie being very successful is Gal Gadot being pro-Israel, but like I said before, that really doesn't have any bearing on how the movie went. Her being pro-Israel didn't really have any bearing on the movie. She played the evil queen pretty faithfully. I mean, she had it down to the dress, her overacting and her trying to be evil and her singing. It was all good. It was all good. I loved it. I think she did a good job. Uh, I would say one bad part about the movie is the Seven Dwarfs. I like their singing. I like the songs that they made. It's just that one bad part about the movie is it's hard to make a non creepy version of the Seven Dwarfs in live action. Like in the animated movie, they're charming. You can see their personalities in the animation, but it didn't seem to translate quite as good in live action. I mean, you can see it, but it just comes off as ew. It's a little creepy. I don't know how Snow White isn't alarmed about these dwarves, and that might be another bad part of the movie. How, for the most part, we're living in a pretty normal world. I mean, it's not like there's dragons flying around and there's a dang Pegasus in the forest. For the most part, it's a normal world, but just like in the animated movie, in the live action movie, no one seems to want to explain how nobody's freaking out that Snow White can talk to animals. And I mean, like, the animals understand her. She perfectly understands what these animals are saying. And somehow they just all help her when she's in the house with the seven dwarves. For some reason, nobody is asking any questions as to why this deer is handling a broom or why these chipmunks are helping her clean. Nobody's freaking out. And I'm just like, in a live action movie, you probably could have explained that better. But I doubt that ruins the movie. There's not too much about this movie that is bad. Like, from animated to live action, it's pretty faithful to what happened. So it's good. The songs, this is a little bit different than the Little Mermaid movie where you hear some of the songs in that and you're like, oh yeah, I know that song. And they're about to sing it in live action, and then the Little Mermaid sings it and it turns out great. In this live action, there's less of that. I mean, there are a couple of the songs where you're gonna recognize, but for the most part, it's just we're in this situation, this is what happening, and now all of a sudden we're about to break out in song explaining what's happening. It's kind of like songs like that. Luckily, Rachel Zegler is a great singer. I think she's a great singer, in my opinion. I think she sung very well. She did better than she did in those other movies with songbirds and snakes and that movie. I think she sung even better in this new Snow White movie than she did in the Hunger Games spinoff thing. But yeah, the singing was great. The pacing of the movie, It was great. It was a little rushed in the beginning. One of the characters died, and the explanation of why this person died seemed like very rushed. And it's just like, here's the explanation. Okay, that's done. Get over it. And I'm like, okay. I guess we're just gonna have to accept that. Move past it. On with this. And I felt that was maybe a little bit rushed. But for the after that, the pacing was pretty well. So pretty well explained pretty well explained pace. It was pretty even. Everything was going well. The My favorite part, the setting, the enchanted forest. I mean, wow. It looked great. The transition from the evil queen's reign to what happened before the evil queen got involved, how vibrant the city was when before she got there, and then when she got there, now it's all dark and dreary, and even the vibrant colors that are still there, they still seem dreary now that she's here. I think they did a pretty good job on that. The seven dwarves home that's that happens to be in a forest. Everything is brightly colored and it looks very freaking Disney. And I think they learned from the Sonic movie on how to do correct CGI on these animals, because the animals turned out really well. Heck, they even had a they even had a hedgehog in the movie, and it was done well. I mean, it looked like a real hedgehog, but it can talk to Snow White at least. Uh, the 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 prince in the movie, he's a bit more uh Robin Hoodish. His name's even John. He has a crew with him. It just seems like they kind of put a little bit of Robin Hood inside there instead of the animated prince in his role. I think they made it more modernized with that one. But I don't really think that ruined it. I mean, you can uh, take or throw away that one. That's just a preference thing. I don't think that was bad. Um, what else? The magic mirror, that went well. The magic mirror had a little bit of an attitude to it. I mean, here I think he said something in the movie was perfectly explained what the magic mirror is all about. Yeah, he said, "I'm only bound by what is true. The fairest lives on, and she is not you." The the magic mirror said that to the evil queen. Magic mirror had a little bit of an attitude to him, and yeah, I kind of liked it. I liked it. I liked how the magic mirror was portrayed, and how the evil queen went from the very good looking evil queen, because it's freaking Gal Gadot, from that lady to an old crone. How she set up that was done well. Uh, how they made the poison apple, that was done well too. How they explains the evil queen's magic herself, how they explain how she has magic, I think that was done well too. So that was all good. The setting good, pacing good, the singing's great, the characters are portrayed very Disney like. It's just I'm disappointed that Rachel Zegler herself in all these interviews is gonna ruin what could have been a great movie that made wild success, because it was a great movie. But now you listen to Rachel Zegler and she kind of like ruins it, and it's like I don't even want to see it no more. It just seems like it's way too woke that I'm not even gonna enjoy it. But it's not. It's not too woke. It's great. It's just Rachel Zegler doesn't know how to sell the movie. And now it seems like it's going to be bad. And that's where I'm disappointed in. Because it's like the movie's going to be ruined by her. And now it's like everybody pockets got affected by her doing this too much. I don't know. But as far as hmm, I would say as far as from animated to live action, what grade would I give it? I'll give it a B plus. I'll give it a B plus. I think that's fair. A B plus. It was a good transition from animated to live action. Yeah, a B plus seems fair. But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna make as much money as it should. It's a shame. It was a good movie though.